Welcome back, viewers. Another edition of the Heads Up podcast, the award-winning Heads Up podcast with Neil Davis and the GOAT, going through the weekend's racing and sporting action. Neil, very good morning to you. How was your week? I think you enjoyed the win of Aracena last week at Hara, just quietly.
Yeah, no, especially when the track was off on the inside, you could see she was going to get in the right place, and man, she killed them, didn't she? And I put up a post of comparing Balsetto and Aracena's races up on YouTube, and you can see how good it was. So she's definitely going to win more races, but I think your highlight was Amy's Jaw, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't a highlight at about the 600. I thought we were in a world of pain, but Lisa stuck to the inside, which wasn't the place to be, but it did give her a clear air, and she ground her way to a narrow win. So we'll take that. Kept alive. We're still out of jail for the time being, thanks to that. And unfortunately, yours was late scratched over in Aussie. So we'll see if we can keep that roll going.
It was a good one. Just on that note, it was late scratched because it fell over in the bird cage, and the jockey had to be replaced, but they realised they couldn't do that. So that was late scratch. So we still alive. So we've got about $1,100 in there now. So target's just over 10,000. So we're on the way. Yeah. And Ehu, that was a good tough win, wasn't it? By weight.
Yeah. No, it sure was. Certainly.
The time and the sectional splits in that race showed that it was a really good one, and good training effort, and good ride. So, and interesting tomorrow, isn't it? We've got a dead 6 track, possibly a dead 5 with a decent weather forecast. So, isn't that great to see?
Yep, Riccarton, the only meeting in New Zealand tomorrow now with the COVID situation, and the race 8, the Group 3 Winter Cup. This race you're usually thinking of about a heavy 10, heavy 11, so unseasonal track conditions, you'd have to say. It's made it a bit difficult, I would have thought. You know, the likes of Des and Rosewood, a couple others would be right in it if it was wet. So what do you come up with, Neil? I'm interested to know, I have to say.
Yeah, well, I went through it, and I went through the ratings and the speed map, and when I was at Avondale before the race, a horse called Major Tom really impressed me just with the way he looked. Good, strong horse, and I'd really impressed with the way he won there. And I thought, well, he's stepping up in class, but he has proven, as I went through his ratings, and he had really good rating at Ellerslie in a Group 3 race, ran 5th. He was 3rd, about 50 metres off the post, and was run down by Concert Hall. And gee, if Concert Hall was in this race, I think she'd be favourite. And he's definitely gone on with it. Has good form on dead tracks. Drawn 2. And with that rail back to being true, back from 8 metres on a heavy track, that you think the inside few metres would still be okay by this time of day. So I thought at $10 and $3, something for a place, he's a really good each way chance in a tough field.
Yeah. No, they like to travel their horses. There's the Kenny Ray and the Williams Toro team. So yeah, why not? Why not? $10.
Yeah. You got horses like Happy Star and Des, but they all like heavy tracks. And Major Tom doing nothing with his acceleration, he's got to be a decent each way chance.
Gets in pretty well at the weights too for a 10-win horse, 55 kgs.
10 wins, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, not a bad strike rate. Okay, we'll have a look at Major Tom down at Riccarton. Of course, Christchurch, the home of the Crusaders, the winning Super Rugby Aotearoa team, but didn't win by enough for our liking last Sunday afternoon. I have to say the Highlanders played out of their skin for the first 60 minutes. They were playing like men possessed, but the class, the Crusaders came through in the end. But one, 2 fewer tries for our liking. So we're in a big slump, I have to say, Neil, with our sports selections. Soon to be set.
No, not yet. I know you're going to stick to your knitting with this one because it's and I know when you have a 2 or 3 losing streak, which we all have, I always watch out for when you get back to a bit like this. So I'm keen on what you're going to give us this time.
Well, we're going a bit outside the square. At least we know that this game should be played okay, which is tonight. at 9:50 Friday night, AFL Geelong Cats up against Port Adelaide. It's a blockbuster, really. It's the number 3 team on the ladder against the leading Port Adelaide Power, but you can guess which way I'm going. The team that I always sort of support, and they're my go-to team when I need them. And they've been playing pretty well the last few weeks, and I think they can upset Port Adelaide. $2.05 head-to-head. I'm happy with that price. I would have had them as favourites for this game. So let's see if the Geelong Cats can get us out of a bit of a slump.
Okay. I'll post it on the website too so people know to get on tonight. I'm looking forward to that. And see, the Warriors are taking along quite nicely, aren't they? So
The Warriors,
despite all their woes and...
Don't talk to me about the bloody Warriors after last week.
I'm sorry about that here. I know why. Come on, tell us what you had. Tell the viewers.
I had a good little 4-leg multi. Luckily, they went the last leg, but all the other 3 won, and the Warriors the Manly let me down. So just the way it goes, and that. So that's punting for you. But
it's the
we'll
Warriors.
move on to brighter things and give someone a free $20 multi-bet for being smart enough to tell us the answer to last week's question, which was, has the Melbourne Cup run every year since 1860, yes or no? And the answer is yes.
Yes, it was.
So that streak, I guess, is in a little bit of doubt at this point in time, but I guess we're still 3 months away from the Melbourne Cup, and the way the world's changing at this point in time, you never know what's ahead. So a long time, a lot of water to go under the bridge, and a long time before we get to that point of the Melbourne Cup being run. But 14 people, I believe, Neil, got the correct answer.
Yep. So give us a number between 1 and 14. And
well, I don't think I've ever had to choose a number this high, so I'm going for number 12.
Number 12. Okay, Brian, long-time subscriber. Well done. We'll announce it now, shall we? Because it's good to put it up while it's live. We'll go with the Geelong Cats tonight, $2.05, and 2 Major Tom for a place. It's only Brian, so I'll just bring it up here.
I think he's $3 or $3.20. Where is he? $3.30.
$3.30. That's even better. Okay, so that's about a $6.70 multi. I'll put it on. $20, $140 or so. So I'll put that on for you and see how you go there. Should be a nice one to watch. Especially Geelong, or when Geelong get up tonight. Right.
Shall we make it another easy question this week, Neil?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, this week's multi question is, the Winter Cup is run tomorrow. There's one horse in the field that has won the Winter Cup previously. We just want to know the name of that horse. Very simple question. Get all your answers into Neil by Tuesday night via email or text, and you could be like Brian and winning a prize next week.
Yeah, 027 352 6402 or formpro@formpro.co.nz. And I know Des Coppins watched the show, so I'm pretty sure he'll get it right. Right. What else? Brickbats and bouquets. Now, you've got something interesting I read about in the week.
I've got a couple of, a bouquet, and then just maybe more of a tribute than a brickbat or a bouquet. First one has to go to Hazel Chauffeur for her performance last week at Hara. 6 winners. I know it was a 12-race card, but still to ride 6 winners on the day is a great effort. And you've probably seen it's been well publicised, Neil. All 12 races last Saturday were won by female riders at Hara. So there's a bit of a coup as well. I know that's been done before. But no, Hazel, she's a very good lady, hard worker. She's worked hard to get her weight sorted, which she seems to be on top of now, and very pleasant and well-mannered, and obviously got the ability in the saddle as well. So well done to you, Hazel, on your great effort and the way you've handled yourself with the numerous media commitments subsequent to the race day. It's great to see that story making mainstream news.
Yeah, and a great point. I didn't realise it was all female winners too, so that's terrific. And I think Alan Sharrock, big tick to him. It is guided Michael Walker to a great career, and I think she's in the same path to having another great career. And the interesting thing is too, she still hasn't, being an apprentice, she's still learning too, obviously. She's putting the horses in the right place. Good guidance, obviously, from Ellen Charrick. And I remember watching Danielle Johnson when she was first starting off, and then comparing her riding style when she started really getting a lot better, and chalk and cheese their styles and the styles of them. And I think Hazel is going to be got so much improvement in her. She's going to be a really top female rider. So great to see. Yeah. And I'll have my negative before you give your positive. It's an interesting tribute you're going to give. My back goes to Jacinda Ardern and the people who are in charge of the board. I hate to say it, but so many businesses, racing depends on keeping this industry going. Not only racing, but every business in the country needs that border shut up and rock solid tight. And it just isn't happening with so much information coming out now about what hasn't been happening there. So just get it right, will you? Because it's for the sake of everybody in the country to get that sorted out. So that was my book back. I read something about what you're going to speak about too in a sec.
I just had to repeat a comment. I think David Seymour, the leader of the ACT Party, talking about the government, he said they wouldn't be able to run a bath.
Simple, isn't it? That's dead right too. Yeah.
Anyway, we won't dwell too much on politics. I know it grinds your gears a bit, Neil, but just a sad passing during the week of Kevin Pratt, who was the man behind Kamada Park, a spelling and adjustment operation down in the Manawatu, and a man who put a whole lot of money into the racing game. Wealthy man in his own right, through the good businesses he ran in Australia, and he's invested a lot of that money into the racing industry here in New Zealand, and it all came about, funnily enough, just through a guy who Brent Taylor, who works at the TAB, who has a passion for racing, and his wife was very ill, and that happened to be Kevin's sister, and Kevin thought he'd buy her a horse to cheer her up, and that horse happened to be King Kamada, who went on to be a pretty handy horse. And just from that initial investment in getting a taste of the racing game, went on to be a very big player as such, and just shows you that how the racing bug, shall we call it, and it's kind of, I guess, a bit topical given the events of this week, how it can spread positively and people can be taken by it. And so, no, just sad as passing far too soon at only age 67 due to cancer. So, acknowledge Kevin and all he did for the industry and in the short time he was involved.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. No, cancer's a terrible thing, and if you can add a bit of brightness amongst it all, and happiness, it certainly is a great distraction. Thanks for that. Right, time for Stump the Goat. Okay, now, specialist subject, I know I used to be a bit of a fan of this mare, Sunline.
Yes, what a mare she was.
She was, wasn't she? And she was a mare that I learned a lot off sectionally, because she used to go to the front and her closing sectionals were never outstanding because she just used to grind them into the dirt, didn't she? And take the sprint out of them most of the time.
Now, I know you're going to ask me questions about it, but I did a little bit of quick homework. And what was amazing, she had 48 starts, and only once in 48 starts did she run outside the top 5. Her consistency was unbelievable. I think 41 of the 48 starts, she ran first or second, 32 wins in 9 seconds. That's an amazing, consistent race record, given that she was running in the highest grade in literally 95% of her career.
Yeah, I remember reading Stephen and Trevor McKee were talking about that factor. Early on, they realised she was something special, and they didn't want to give her too many starts each campaign, so they purposely only gave her, 5 or 6 maximum, I think, didn't they, per campaign? And that's why she had that longevity. So great training, perfectly trained and placed. Okay.
All right.
10 quick fire multi-choice questions.
Oh, multi-choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rightio. First one. Who was Sunline's sire? Zabeel, Sunday Silence, Desert Sun, or Sundawn?
Desert Sun.
Very good. Yep. 1 out of 1. Who was Sunline's dam? Linebreaker, 8 Carat, Songline, or
Songline.
Songline? Very good. Okay.
You don't need to even ask the multi-choice. Carry on.
Oh, the third one. I wanted to give you the questions too. Who was Sunline's trainer? Trevor McKee, John Hawkes, Lee Friedman, or Alan Sharrock?
Oh, okay. Well, technically,
Who's your favourite trainer?
Technically, it was Trevor and Stephen McKee, but we'll go with.
Okay, 3 out of 3. Going well.
I'd say 99% of the people watching this would have got 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
Neil, so nothing too flash yet.
They get harder, don't worry.
Okay.
Which of these was not part of Sunline's racing colours? Green, red, light blue, or yellow?
Green. Correct.
Aha, this might get you. May not. Let's have a look. Hang on. I got this one right. I have to think about it though. The first of her Cox Plate wins in 1999, which multiple Group 1 winning horse ran second?
Tie the knot.
Yeah, correct. Having won, here's might get you. Having won the 1999 Cox Plate, Sunline returned to Moonee Valley a year later in 2000 and gave one of the most breathtaking performances of an equine ability seen on the Australian racetrack, demolishing her rivals. What was her winning margin?
I think it was 7 lengths.
I'll give you the multi-choice first, and you can decide.
Okay.
4, 6, 5, or 7.
Yeah. I thought it was 7, but it might only been. I'll stick with 7.
Correct.
You're trying to trap me.
Try to stump. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The crowning achievement in her illustrious career would have to be her win in the 2000 Hong Kong International Mile at Sha Tin. Remember that race?
Yeah. The Mare of the World.
Yeah. Which local star did she nose out? And which local horse?
Fairy King Prawn.
Yeah, correct. So Jim and Tonic, Testarossa, and Falvelon weren't the ones. Fairy King Prawn was. That was a great one. Did Greg Charles ride her then?
Yep.
He did,
Yep.
Yeah. After her victories in the 2000 Cox Plate and 2000 Hong Kong Mile, Sunline was invited to the lucrative Dubai World Cup meeting, 2001. Yes. Raced in the Group 2 Dubai Duty Free International. Where did she finish? Last, first, third, or second?
Third.
Sure.
Third.
Sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Correct, yeah. I put second.
No, third. Oh, you're ready. Is this a quiz that you're reading off from somewhere else?
Yes, I Googled it because I'm...
very good. I thought you were making up these questions.
In the spring of 2001, Sunline was being set out for a shot at equine immortality, a third consecutive Cox Plate. Alas, it was not to be, as she was controversially finished second to which horse?
Northerly.
Very good. Yeah, no, it was, remember that race, don't you, I suppose, where the...
Viscount, the kind of Viscount, the 3-year-old, and she got a bit squeezed up.
Yeah. I think it was a right decision from memory. It was, wouldn't have been
Yeah, that was her third one, and then she went on to have a fourth crack in 2002. Right. How many questions we got to go?
1 to go.
Oh, 1 to go. So we're 9 out of 9.
We're going for a 10 for 10 for. Okay. Possibly get this one on. Staving off retirement and coming back with renewed vigour in the autumn of 2002, Sunline grabbed her 12th Group 1 victory at Randwick in which mile race? Doncaster, Canterbury, Guineas, Turnbull Stakes, Mercedes Classic.
Yeah, the Doncaster.
Very good. 10 out of 10. Well done.
Hey, now I obviously had a little bit of just did a bit of homework, but they were pretty easy questions. I probably didn't need much homework for those. But here's one thing that I didn't realise. Someone actually did race at Ellerslie. Had a little 3-year-old race at Ellerslie after winning
I remember that. It was a wet track, I think, too.
Flight Stakes, I think, as a 3-year-old in the spring in Sydney, and then came back and had just a runaround race at Ellerslie in February of whatever year that was. I can still remember a race at Ruakaka I happened to be there for. I backed a horse called Life of Riley, who put a couple of links on Sunline, and I thought, oh, this is going to hold on and win, and she just bloused him the last 50 metres. That was her third start at Ruakaka, third career start. And she was still unbeaten after that. But no, what a wonderful mare, and it must be hard for trainers like Sticko, Steve McKee you've had a horse like that, and then he's had Mufasa again. But, you kind of know the law of averages says you won't get another one as good as that. And yet you still get up out of bed each morning and go to the stable and work horses, knowing that you're probably your best ever horse, you'll never have one as good again. And it's kind of, I don't know, mentally that kind of, whether that you just enjoy the fact that you were fortunate enough to have a horse like that, or I don't know. I guess it's like us. If we have a big win punting, we still think we'll carry on, don't we?
That's right, yeah. It's interesting too. I always like a trainer that, like those guys who have had that sort of horse before. So they've got a benchmark, haven't they, to measure against. Track work, demeanour, sectionals, all sorts of stuff they can use as a benchmark, can't they? So those top trainers have that bonus.
Well, did we pass, Neil?
With flying colours. Yeah, well done. Okay. Yeah, no races at Ruakaka. I said they were going to try and postpone Ruakaka, but they've been cancelled out right now. So, and punters, I think it's just a matter of, the tough races at Waverley today. Inside bias, outside bias. Yes, you never know when it's going to kick in. I enjoy watching the races there, though. Tomorrow will be good.
I reckon the horse, I think it's it's in the last race, isn't it? Vent. I reckon that's not a bad horse, and it had a few excuses last time. It trained locally, and it's won its debut on the track, and I think it goes pretty good. I don't know if you've put that in your selections. Vent, I haven't looked.
Yeah, I'll put up. It's drawn the inside, and when it was beaten by the inside draw last time, and I think it's probably the one to beat. There's one on there I quite like, a double figure odds. I think there at Kevin Gray's. Unlike Kevin Gray, never to give a horse a trial, and it's first up over a mile, so it's a nice, strong-looking horse. So the Quinella maybe. Right, okay. So no races at Waverley tomorrow. So you ain't going there. You aren't flying down to Riccarton tomorrow.
No, we'll just have to settle for the Greyhounds. We still get to go to the Greyhounds. Yeah. So we'll pop along there tonight and have a bit of a layer up, no doubt.
Yeah. Does boys get paid racing?
No, he's still out injured. He's not looking that flash, just quietly. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But no, just more a social occasion. That's how they can actually stay open, the Greyhounds. They call it a restaurant, and if you have a booking, you're allowed to go. And basically they can only fit just over 100 anyway. So with social distancing, they can limit their numbers and still run a pretty smooth operation, as opposed to obviously the gallops where you can't really have that same sort of luxury.
Yeah. Oh, well, it'll be interesting tonight at 5:30, whether we go to level 4, stay at level 3 or level 2, wherever you are in the country. And fingers crossed it doesn't last for too long and get back to some sort of normality. I think we all got a bit complacent, didn't we, about how good life was being back to normal. So hopefully we do get back there. Oh, well, so thanks, Scope. Have a good weekend tomorrow, good weekend of punting, and go the Geelong Cats.
Cheers, Neil. Good luck, everyone.
Yep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.